Boy Moses, aka Nomo. Welcome to the Lit Out It Podcast, episode 3, season 2. I got a very special guest in the house, the homie Nelson.
What's up, y'all?
So what's your Instagram?
My Instagram would be at LAX_Nell323.
That's where you can find them. You had an accident, right?
Right.
What kind of accident was it?
It was a motorcycle accident, and first let me say thank you more for having me on the show. Appreciate you for the podcast.
For sure.
I came over here to support and show some love, so appreciate the attendance. Yeah, I had a motorcycle accident, man. I like riding bikes, so long story short, it was in downtown LA. I was on my way back from New Year's Eve, and a car took me out. There's a lot of details in between those and that. But for the most part, yeah, I lost my left leg because I had an amputation. I had a gangrene that was building when I was in the hospital because it got infected. So that's how I lost my leg through a motorcycle accident. But yeah, there's a lot of details if you would like to know a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I remember the night. I don't know if your brother texted me or he posted something on Instagram that that you were in the hospital. And man, right away I told my family's not very religious. We don't go to church like that. But I walked into the living room, and then my parents were right there, right? And I was like, who knows how to pray? And they were like, what? I'm like, who knows how to fucking pray right now? Because I didn't know how to do a prayer tampoco, you feel me? And then my mom's like, oh, I guess for what? I'm like, oh, my friend, he's in the hospital, and I don't know if he's going to make it. I thought you were going to die or something. Right. So then we got into a little prayer. And it was a long prayer. I was like, damn, I didn't think it was going to be this long. And then I
appreciate that.
I even had a chance to record it and put it on Snapchat, to send more prayers out there. Because
thank you.
I think that's important when a lot of people put their energy and pray. I don't know. I just feel like it's more.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It goes a long way. Whenever a prayer is made for a specific person or for a specific situation, I think it goes, it moves waves. It connects other people with other people because it makes you realize there's always somebody that's going through something, and the fact that someone is humble enough to make a prayer for you kind of lets you know where they stand, and you relate to feelings, so I think that's big, and thank you for that, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. But we're just happy to find out that later that you were alive. And then, then we found out that they cut off your leg. That was another thing that I couldn't believe. I don't think I've met any of my friends ever had a amputee.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference or some of the things that changed your life, not having a leg? Obviously it's different.
Right. As challenging, everything is a little bit more difficult. So whatever is on the normal, I carry it around like if I'm normal. I look at myself normal. People treat me like normal. I might look a little different. I might walk with a limp, but for the most part, it's all mental to me. I feel like in here, it's where it's all at, I carry myself with a lot of power, I like to think, and that's how I carry myself. So when people see me, they're like, man, that guy's tough, or he's resilient, he's
relentless.
He's relentless, exactly, We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can't even imagine how would it be to lose an arm or a leg or whatever, right? And then you, because, I follow you closely on social media and stuff,
right.
I feel like it didn't even change anything. It's sometimes I forget that you're missing one, and so you post a picture with it, right?
Yeah.
And you just continue to live your life the same way. Me, I don't know, maybe I think oh, I can't get bitches no more. I don't have a leg, but nah, not you. you're still out here being you.
I appreciate that, Mo. Yeah, actually, it's crazy that you say that. A lot of people do tell me that. So I just live my life, like you say. I don't try to prove a point, it just happens to be that it's proving a point, for a positive.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah.
I don't try to live my life proving a point. It just so happens to be that it is proving a point.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's hard.
And, it's something that I just tend to look at life with a view of humbleness and opportunities, so after this happened, I have the biggest opportunity I can have, life is good. Yeah, we want money. Yeah, we want more. We want houses. We want girls. We want sometimes the fame. Sometimes you want, things that you can't have, but you want them, But the most important things, if you think about it, they're free. Air to breathe, food. Well, it ain't free, but, we eat, and we buy to our expenses. Our thoughts about in our head, all these things that are valuable are free. you know. So with that being said, you know, it's like I'm just happy to be alive and grateful. So that's the number one thing for me, man.
Yeah, because sometimes when you live, you're alive or whatever, you kind of take a lot of things for granted. You feel me? And I think losing your leg will kind of be a big wake up call,
No
right?
doubt.
To like kind of live your life how you have to. And then um, you've been hitting the gym consistently now for how long? Like how long you been into the fitness?
You know what? Even before my accident, I've always kind of been going to the gym. It's always been something that I like to just keep for myself, you know, for my sanity, for my well-being, for my fitness goals, and also just, you know, it's just the energy after, like you called it earlier. You know, we were speaking a little bit before, that when you feel accomplished, you know, whether you might not look the way you want to, you haven't reached your goals, but the consistency, the passion, the drive, even the pain, when you're going through pain and you hit the gym, it hits different, man, because you're going through something and you just know you're doing something well for yourself. You know, you're doing something good, something that's gonna make you better and elevate you and you know, lift you from whatever situation you were the day before or currently. The moment you come out of the gym, you've been like, all right, man, like, I got shit done. So like I've been hitting the gym for like about, I'm gonna say like 10 plus years, but you know, you would think I'm super fit, but a lot of times I just maintain, or I go up on weight, I lower down on weight, and sometimes I just let go and I just stop going for a minute. But yeah, man, it's
When you're going to the gym, do you and you say you like I've seen you do a sick ass cut where you got super skinny at one time, no? When you focus on that, are you just increasing your cardio and doing less weight, or what is the big thing?
Yeah, that's actually what it is. So when I'm focusing on losing weight, I just focus on cardio. You know, there's a lot of swimming. There's a lot of stairmasters. You know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. The stairmasters, and I don't hit too much of the.
I'm not familiar with it because I'm fat. That's why you told me that.
Nah, I seen you at the gym before, man, hitting it.
Before, yeah.
And just anything that involves you like with moving, consistent movement, like that's breaking sweat, you know. The sauna or the steam room, that's a big help as well, you know. So it's a mixture of things, you know. And more importantly too, half the battle is eating well as well, my bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's dope. I seen this guy trains like he's an MMA fighter. Like he goes up in weight, down in weight, he cuts, and like it's dope. I think some people might see that you post everything online and be all like, oh, why is this fool posting everything? Like this was conceited. But I like to see shit like that. It motivates me, and I know that's why you do it, right? To motivate others, to show.
Yeah.
I like to show people, oh, this can be done. Like the way you people see me with the podcast, like, damn, that's crazy. He has a podcast. How's he doing it?
Yeah.
Is the way I see you in the gym and working out. Like, damn, he's in the gym. Like, I gotta get on that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Even though I've been lagging it, but like it still motivates me and
Respect, man.
yeah, it kind of gives me like I can still do it.
No, yeah, respect. I see you too in the podcast when you know, the way you have a thing set up, and I look at it from the outside in. You know, it's also motivating because, you know, deep inside of us, we all have goals that we want to accomplish, or you get happy to see the homie doing goals accomplished. You know, I mean, at least I'm like that. You know, I look at somebody I know. Like, I'm not a hater, you know. I'm like, good for you. Go make that money. Go make that fame. Go get out there, you know. At the end of the day, we live around the same hood. We grew up around the same hood. Like, we want to make it out the hood, you know, and just do something with our lives, or just for a positive thing, or just financially better, you know. So when I see you doing your thing, and you're pretty talented yourself, you know. You make music. You got the podcast. You know, you got good friends. You got, you know, connections, you know, and the experience that you be in the different jobs, that all that is knowledge, all that is power, because somewhere down the road you will need it, or you can provide it for somebody else that will need it. And, you know, you try to not to look at it as a beneficial way, but, you know, if you're a good dude, people like good dudes, you know, so they drag you along, and maybe you become somebody's plan, or you can become, or you help them become part of your plan, and you build from there, you know?
Yeah, I think that's super important. For like each one teach one, you know, help each other. I think a lot of people are afraid to ask for help. Man, if anybody ever has a question or wants to start their own podcast, bro, I'm quick to respond. I help anybody out. If anybody wants to come here and watch us how we do it, want to be an intern, you want to learn how to use a camera, how to record, bro, just ask. Yeah. Obviously, if you're not a weirdo, I'll let you in my house, you know? But, right, you know, if you're the homie, whatever, you want to, hey, I want to be on the podcast, I want to learn, I want to get some experience, bro, do it. Because for me, like, it's always been one of those things where, like, I've asked people for help before and they tell you no, and it feels bad way. And I don't want to make no one feel like that. And I feel like a lot of things that I've got in my life and how I've moved so fast up and down at my jobs or in whatever is because I ask. Wait, I don't have like, I'm not shy to ask, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you know, some people tell like, oh, you're really good at talking, you're a really good salesman, y que sabe qué. And it's not really the best salesmen ask questions and then just shut the fuck up. You feel me?
Right.
Like you ask somebody something and then you listen, and then attentive listening also too. Like you have to, you know, in class sometimes when we're back in school, a teacher will be talking, but you're listening, but you're not really listening. You feel me?
Right.
I think learning how to listen is very important. You feel me? And I'm a visual person, so like we were talking earlier, like I just realized that I'm dyslexic or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this whole time, I'm like, why can't I read books? Like I hate reading books. You feel me? And it's like, damn, I just realized that that's why I wasn't good at school.
Right.
But bro, I would ace every test, but I would never do the homework.
Right.
So I was a C. That makes me a C.
A C average
C
kid.
average kid, you know. But I'm fucking A++ when it comes to like talking, raising your hand in class.
Yeah.
I have this story that I always like to tell people.
Let's get into it.
That I was like in 10th grade, right? And we had a new teacher. She was like, it was like social studies or history or something like that, right?
Okay.
And there's a movie called Pearl Harbor about Pearl Harbor. And I have seen it, and I like watching the History Channel. Like history is one of the things that I'm kind of low key into, right? I like knowing where we came from.
Okay.
So they were talking about like, oh, why did World War I or World War II start? The one with the Nazis, right? I think that's World War II. I'm not too sure. Anyways,
right.
War I. Who cares? But the teachers are like, so does anybody know how this war started? And I was like, yeah, I raised my hand. And then I was always been a troublemaker. She goes, oh, I don't want to pick on this one, but I was the only one. I would always raise my hand. You know, I always have the answers. And she picks on me. And she goes, all right, so how did this war start? I'm like, that's when the Japs bombed us in Hawaii. Okay. And then we weren't in the war, so we had to get in the war and go kill all the Nazis because they were killing the Jews.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else I said too, but basically I was describing like Japs, like Japanese people, because that's what they call them in the movie, I think.
Right.
And then Nazis and then Jews, and she starts crying, bro.
Oh my God.
Just like starts crying. I'm all like, what the hell? Like, why are you crying? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's all like, what did you do? What did you say? I'm like, what did I say? I don't know what I said.
Yeah, you probably had a flashback moment.
And she left, fool. She left the room. And then whatever, they're like, oh, you got to go to the dean's office. I'm all like, for what? And then because you said like some bad words or something like that. I'm like, what did I say, bro? I just answered the question. Like, I guess you're not supposed to answer, like, you can't say Jap or Jews or something like that in school.
Okay.
So I got in trouble, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm never raising my hand again. It's some bullshit. I'm over here trying to learn, you know, and trying to like share my thoughts. And like, so, you know, that was just a little life lesson that I learned. But I've always been the guy to raise my hand in class and shit like that. And I think there's some people out there that are super shy to talk, bro. Just talk. Because there's times too when I'm shy. I'm in a certain, especially if I'm in a place where there's people that know things more than I don't, I'll be quiet. Yeah. And if you know what kind of guy I am, that I like to talk, and you see me in one of those environments, you're like, damn, fool, you okay? Are you sad? Are you mad? They always ask me like, are you okay, fool? You're gonna cry? I'm like, no, that's like my listening face. You know, I'm just taking everything in.
Focused.
Yeah, I'm locked in. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I met you through your brother.
Okay.
Right? I was gonna say like, so how long have you known your brother?
Yeah.
all his
My whole life, man.
All his life.
It's all good, man.
That's and then in high school you were playing sports too, right?
Yeah, but you know, I did it more for fun. I tried out for the high school team, but I think I wasn't good enough, man. So let's just keep it plain and simple, you know.
You weren't on the team?
No, I never was. I tried out once. That was the only time I tried, and I got discouraged because I didn't make it the first try.
Oh,
but I didn't even bother doing it no more. Yeah, but it's something that I wish I could have had back and focus more on. So, because you know, after that, then I realized like, man, I am pretty good. You know, it was just the time that I didn't get to shine. You know. But yeah, man, I wasn't into
because we've balled up before. We used to ball up on the block, remember before?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was fucking good. Wait, because Elmer's always been good. I used to always play against him in like school and stuff like that during recess and lunch. Yeah. That was a baller.
Yeah, I like to take part credit of that, you know, because I feel like we toughened up to each other. You know, we shaped each other's game, and you know, he was my younger brother. You know, so for the most part. I think somewhere in middle school, I think in high school when I realized he became bigger than me, my little brother getting taller than me, you know, and getting stronger than me. And I realized like, man.
That was always been buff, huh?
Yeah, so he's always been strong as well. So, you know, I used to have like a little post-up game. You know, I wasn't tall enough, but I consider myself strong. Mm-hmm. So when I post him up, he'll hold his own until at one point he'll start blocking my shit, you know, and just kind of make me feel like little. Yeah. And I realized like, what the fuck's going on, you know? Things start changing, you know, and that's when respect starts coming in, like this guy can ball, you know, he got better out of nowhere, but he had been putting in the work, man. But yeah, me and my brother, we go back playing ball for a minute, you know.
Yeah, he always took basketball serious, and I think that's always though. Shout out to Elmer, man.
Yeah, shout out, bro.
Maybe you can come on the podcast too
one time.
But yeah, dude. And then used to come to the block and we'll ball up.
Yeah.
And then you fools were like in the rhythm way.
Yeah.
You fools would set pigs. You guys would play like real basketball. And me and the dumbass homies were just playing like jungle ball basically, you know? But,
Right.
But, you know, I feel like there were some really good intense games.
Yeah, no, definitely. You guys gave us a challenge, like run for our money. You know, you had your squad. I'm trying to remember. You had a one punch. You know, and then you had the homie. Was it Albert?
Yeah,
His
Beto.
name Albert. Yeah, Beto and yourself. We played 3-on-3, and me and my brother, and we'll bring the homie Black along. You know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then we just hoop it up, man, and it's all good times. You know. I think you beat us, guys. You guys beat us a couple times, and then we beat you guys a couple times. You know, and it kind of sucks when you invite somebody over to your house, and then you get balled up in your own house. That home court advantage should go out the window. You know. You feel me?
And then we always start off like whatever, and then after like, all right, run it back. It's super intense.
Yeah.
Super intense. And it's funny because we used to call Beto Spider-Man because that fool could get up there for the rebounds, remember? Mm-hmm. And it feels like
Flexible.
That feels like it was like just yesterday, but it's
Right.
actually probably more than 10 years ago.
Good times, man. Good times.
Hell yeah.
Never moments that you go, you forget.
Let's talk about what you're wearing, the Relentless stuff.
All right, man. So what I'm wearing right here is Relentless. It's actually one of my good homies, brand. He's it's a fitness brand, you know. As you can tell, it has a not a Jumpman. I'm sorry, like the logo of a man flexing, you know, and then it has the crossing swords. That's the logo. And Relentless, you know, basically standing for pretty much relentless when you work out, relentless in life, you know. Whenever you go through things, be without fear, you know. As a matter of fact, in the back of the sweater, it says live without fear. But, you know, it's a fitness brand and we're trying to come up, you know. He's building a brand for himself right now. And, you know, the way that started at the gym, you know, that's where I met him at the gym. You know, just minding my business and running into a couple of friends. And I believe some of his close friends that I ran into. And then we just happened to kind of connect once we had a few conversations. Very humble guy, very smart, young, and, you know, ambitious more than anything. You know, he's somewhere where he's trying to be in life where he can expand his brand for a good cause for himself, obviously, but at the same time, somewhere where it can lift others and just be successful, you know. So with that being said, this is his brand. I'm just his friend that trying to help him promote, help him get out there. So if you guys like it, you see it, you know, come and support, show some love. You know, we have nothing but gratitude over here on this side, and it's you can find us on Instagram. I'm sorry, I keep saying us, but you know, I supported him a lot. So you can find him on Instagram. It's called at relentless.lift. And yeah, man, check out the gear. It's pretty good. He has shorts. He has even gear for women. So, you know, it's flexible. So, and it'll be more stuff coming out soon.
Is this fool a low key Raider fan?
No, because of the colors.
Well, the R, the color, the two swords.
He's actually into soccer.
Everything's like,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like a Raider logo.
Nah, I got the Raider colors, but nah, he's not a Raider fan. As a matter of fact, I think his only sport that he loves is soccer.
All right, so okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because I'm a Raider fan.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
I was like,
Speaking
yeah.
about the Raiders, gotta get into it with your son, man. That video.
Yeah. So one day, I think I'm chilling. It might be like week 2, week 3, right? I took my son to like a preseason game, and he loved it. He was mad. Took him to a preseason game, and he was mad that I picked him up because he was chilling with my family at a restaurant with my family, and my nephew was there. Okay. And I picked him up. He goes, I don't want to go. I'm right here with my cousin. He almost was crying in the car. So I'm like, don't trip. You're gonna have fun. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I don't even like football, this and that. And I had all his Raider gear. We all had Raider gear on, and then we get there, and then it's just like, you know, the energy of an NFL football game is crazy.
Yeah, big
You know?
time.
Even when I went to Oakland to watch a game, and then we went here to SoFi with my son. Well, anyway, by the end of the game, this was like Raiders. Like, he loved the fact that he can scream Raiders, and then
the crowd was getting hyped up.
100 people else was like Raiders. You know, he loved the whole thing. So by the night, he became a Raider fan for sure, right? So I'm chilling in my room, you know, 4 or 5 weeks later. And then I get a text message from my son because my son has a phone. He texts me, and it's a video of him. He's in the mirror with the phone, and he has a do-rag on, my sunglasses, and a Raider shirt. And then he chucks in his chin, and he's all like, the fucking Raiders. He says it twice.
It's
like,
hilarious.
And then he didn't post it. He just sent it to me. And then without his permission, I always do this. I always put that on blast.
Yeah.
I posted it on my page.
Right.
And that shit, I got like 15,000 views.
Oh, wow.
Like 250 likes, like off the bat. And like every time the Raiders win or something about the Raiders, I always post it on my story.
Right.
And all the homies that are
It's
Raider
become
fans.
kind of like a theme.
Yeah.
You know, every time the Raiders win or have success, that video got to go out, man, just to let everybody know that's my son. It's the Raiders.
All the homies that are Raider fans. I even know the guy that paints the end zones and everything.
Okay.
And SoFi and Allegiant and the Coliseum. He paints everybody's shit, right?
Oh, shit.
He used to work right here in Southeast.
Okay.
He posts it all the time too, and he has a big Raider following because he's like the official guy who paints everything, right?
All right.
So yeah, a bunch of fools were watching that shit. Shit was tight. Shout out to my son.
Yeah, that's a cool video. You guys got to check it out if you haven't seen it. You know, more let them know where they can find it on your Instagram or something.
Yeah, my Instagram is. I'm sure if you're watching this is probably you already know my Instagram, but it's Nomo23 KNOMOE23. It's gonna be. I don't have it like in my regular page. You gotta click on my reels. I have all my reels in the back side of my IG. It'll be right there. But I always be reposting that shit. I think it's fucking funny.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious, bro. It's cool. It's coming from your son. Nothing better than that, you know?
Yeah, I think my son has me and my son has similar energy.
Yeah.
Because I've always, especially more back in the day when I was younger, I used to be a class clown. You feel me? Like, and me and him, bro, we just make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Me and that fool get along crazy. And sometimes it feels like he's my little brother.
Right.
Because sometimes, we're in the midst of us like fucking around with each other. You're not supposed to, but we lose that little bit of father-son respect.
Yeah.
And we start talking shit to each other. That's just fucking funny. But then I got to snap out of it and like, fuck, all right. Because I'm my bad. I went too far. You feel me?
Hey, that's a beautiful relationship to have, though. You know, like you guys treat each other like brothers, but realistically, you know, that's your son, you know, and you're the father, and he looks up to you in every way he can, you know. So, you know, shout out to your son. You know, I actually met him like a couple of times, but I haven't seen him since he's grown now. And now that his latest videos, when you've been posting them, he's been playing his video games, and he's like, "Oh shit, you're recording me." So just like you say, no filters needed for it, you know.
I always told my son, like, I don't want him to like be cussing. I would tell him like, oh, don't cuss, and then I find out that he's cussing later. That's more of a drama thing. I always tell my son, if you're around the fellas, the guys, there's no girls around, there's no adults around, cuss all you fucking want. I don't give a fuck, you know, because I cuss. I can't tell you not to do what I do. But you know, if your grandma's around or there's your teachers or shit like that, you know, like have respect for other people.
Definitely.
So sometimes my homies be around and they don't let their kids cuss.
Yeah.
And then my fucking son's fucking cussing up a storm. Cussing up a storm. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I let him cuss.
Yeah, I guess you pick and choose your battles, you know. Like, I'm sure you teach him when to say and when not to. And then there's times that he's so used to that it just slips out here and there, you know?
Yeah, but that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think, well, my thing is like, I'm trying to teach him, like, there's times and places to do everything and anything, you know? And I don't know. It's like a deep rooted subliminal lesson I'm trying to teach them. But you know, everyone cusses, and I don't think cussing is that bad. There's other more important things to worry about.
Yeah, it's just more like a behavior, you know. Yeah. And as long as you're like around the people that you know they ain't gonna get bothered about it, it's cool. And people that do, you know, at least you try to at least keep it to the point where it's respectful for their time too, you know. But if it's like your house, if it's someone where you invited somebody, you're like, hey, this is my son, you know, opposed to like somebody inviting you, then you tell them, hey, have a little bit of manners, you know. Just try to chill out a little bit, but it's all good. You know?
It is. All right, let's get into some different topics. So we talked about your leg. You talk about like your brother, how you grew up. Tell us a little bit more. I'm actually a little interested about your family history, your family story, like where your parents came from, how they got here, and stuff like that. Okay.
So my mom and dad are both from El Salvador, and they were born over there, and so were me and my brother, you know.
You guys were born over there?
Yeah, man.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Born over there. So I came at 4 years old, and my brother was 2. We're only 2 years apart. And you know, I think from what I've been told and from what I've asked, the reason why we came over here was because it was during there was like a little war going on in El Salvador, and because of that, we left. Obviously, we wanted a better life, you know, but it started pushing it more when there was like a little war going on. I forgot the name of it, to be honest. You know, I gotta do my history search, you know, but because of that, my dad was the one that came here first, after some help of my mom's family members that helped him get here. Once he got here, he sent us to get over here as well, you know.
Like he came illegally or legally?
Yeah, illegally. Yeah, so he had to
across the border, like in the desert and all that stuff.
Yeah, the desert, the border, and just you know, get through it, and then same thing with us, pay we call it a coyote, so you pay one of those.
A coyote is a person that their job is to help. It's a smuggler. They smuggle people across the border back and forth. So usually everyone knows a coyote. If you're stuck on the other side of the border, they'll get you across somehow.
Right. So, yeah, man, we were born over there. And then 4 and 2 years old, we came over here with my brother. And ever since then, we've been applying for residency, citizenship, and now we're legally here, So
how long you guys been legal for?
Going up about... legal, because I consider residency legal. It's just more like a temporary one. You're talking about 20 plus years minimum at least. So it took us about maybe 7 or 8 years to get legalized once getting here. So yeah, man, it's been a minute, but we're from El Salvador. My family history with that, it's majority of my family, actually all my family is El Salvadorian, Yeah. So yeah, that's where it's at right there.
Because we grew up, you guys, is that Cudahy where you live, or is that still Southgate?
We live in Southgate.
It's still Southgate, but it's like right on the border.
Right.
But growing up in Southgate in this area, Southeast LA, Bell, Maywood, HP, Downey, whatever, all these cities in Southeast, how does it feel being Salvadorian, growing up with mostly Mexicans?
Yeah, it's a little different, but you blend in, because at the end of the day, we're still Latinos, Central American, and we're not the only ones, If it would have been like the only ones, then it'll be a little bit more different. But you'll be surprised, there'll be a little bit more popularity like of Salvadorians here and there, And for the most part, because it is a Mexican towns, they do tend to clown or be, I guess you can say in other words, sometimes looked down upon, because we're a smaller country and based off the soccer, soccer domination.
Isn't that crazy, right?
Yeah, soccer domination. Mexico has always whooped on El Salvador. So based off that, it's like, what can we brag about, Like they have like the bragging rights, you could say, Mexicans. But, for the most part, it's always been, I guess when I was smaller, even to this day, but like when I was smaller, it'll be more of a make fun of, disrespectful, because you don't care,
Yeah, little kids always have no heart.
Yeah, exactly. And you find your ways to defend yourself, But as you grow older, you start realizing, okay, those are fighting words at one point, You got to relax, and you become an adult, and the approach is different, the conversations are different. But even at that, you always have your cool homies that are just bagging on you, and just coming up on you with some jokes. But, you take them on.
Yeah, I mean, homies bagging on each other, that's normal. I think like I think all of them.
I love.
Yeah, I think in all of America, bagging on your homies, and maybe everywhere around the world, but bagging on your homies is normal, right?
Yeah.
But like, you have to grow thick skin, and then it's always a trip as a Mexican because like you said, we have bragging rights and we're the majority, so sometimes you just like to fuck with your homies. Yeah. But every time I find out that somebody's Salvadorian, I'm all like, you're Salvadorian? What? I thought you were Mexican, bro. What the fuck? And like, yeah, if I'm Salvadorian, I'm like, man, get out of here with that shit. You feel me? Yeah. But just to be talking shit, because it's funny. Yeah. Mexicans, like, we carry ourselves very heavy. Like, we love to talk shit. Everything's like tu madre.
Prideful as well.
Yeah, you guys, we're always like, oh, your mom this, your mom that. Like, our mama jokes never end. And vete la verga, suck my dick. Like, we talk like that in Spanish, like, all the time. And that's how we get along. But they're not really like, there's certain things you can say, like when you rayar, like rayate la madre, something like that. Those are like specific fighting words. Like, oh, fuck that. You don't talk about my mom like that. Yeah. But most of the time, we talk shit very heavy, but we're fucking around. And then sometimes I've seen it before where like a different culture, maybe like a Salvadorian or like a Chapin or something like that. Yeah. They'll be like, what the fuck you say this and that? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they find it insulting, like when you refer to them as a Mexican because, it's been a prideful thing even for like Salvadorians, anybody outside in the Central America that's not Mexico. You take pride in saying you're not Mexican as well because how Mexican like treat us sometimes, and it goes back and forth. I think that's why it's always been like some type of how do you call it? I wouldn't say animosity so much, but tension. Whenever you hear, "Oh, you're Mexican," "Oh, I'm Salvadorian," friction automatically, Yeah, that's what
like,
I mean.
But then, you guys, I would consider you guys like, I have cool ass Salvadorian homies, which is like you and Elmer. Like, oh, these fools are fucking dope. But I've also ran into people that are Salvadorian, like, oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. Right. But that's that. You can say that about anybody.
Right.
White people, black people, but like like me, like I'm a super light skinned Mexican, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people think if I'm not talking, people think I'm white. Like every time I go to a new job or something, like, damn, who's this white boy? I'm like, fuck you, I'm not fucking white, bitch.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, what are you? Like, I'm Mexican. Like, oh, okay, you're Mexican.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but
And then
like,
you're bald on top of that. You
yeah, I
know?
look like a fucking skinhead. Wait, people think I'm a fucking Nazi radical skinhead and shit, which I'm not. You know, I'm Mexican, 100%. But yeah, like that, the way white people look at Mexicans, and then us, we fucking look at some. We have to find somebody else to talk shit to, and then we find you fools. You know, is Mexico and El Salvador right next to each other? No.
So they are, but they're kind of like there's also Guatemala. Like I wouldn't say kind of in between. Like there's Guatemala in between, and there's Honduras on the other side. But yeah, El Salvador is still connected to Mexico, but it kind of curves underneath. I think it's Guatemala.
Well, talk about your experience like growing up in this section, like Southeast LA.
Southeast LA. I mean, I feel like I blend in, you know, because not just being the Salvadorian part, but the Latino part. I mean, East LA, you know, it's Chicanos, you know, it's a lot of Chicanos, and it's mixed with black, and you know how it is, Chicanos and black, and just the whole thing. We get along, you know. I think the fights sometimes it's just like between each other. You really realize you're killing your own, you know. But growing up here, I mean, it hasn't been bad. I could say I'm blessed. It hasn't been the prettiest of prettiest, but you know, I think every city, not just about every city, has its flaws, you know, and it's also it's great point of views as well, you know, where you grow up and I'm like, okay, I like how this is, you know. We're close to LA. So, I mean, it doesn't get any better for me than that. You know, you get the beach over here. You want to go to Anaheim. You want to go to Big Bear. It's only 2 hours away. San Diego, 2 hours away. You want to go to Bakersfield, 2 hours away. San Francisco's more of a drive. But, I mean, LA and Cali, you got everything here, bro. So, like, I mean, I love it here, you know.
Yeah, people, like, save their life savings just to move out here. And we were just born here. And if you look at the map, like, LA County, we're in the middle of the county, bro. Southgate is the middle city.
No way.
Out of all of LA. Like, we're right in the middle. Like, if you put your finger in the middle of the map, you would put Southgate.
I never looked at it that way, but that's dope, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope, too, growing up here. Because, like you said, you have everything. I think, like, my experience in the Southeast section is, like, at first, I was like, man, I can't wait to get out of here, right? Leave Southgate and do shit. That's why when I was 18, I moved out quick. Ended up in Bellflower, but then I came back, right? But the more and more I get older, the more I appreciate, like, damn, I got bomb taco spots every fucking corner.
Yeah.
Like, I know where to go wash my car for cheap. I know where to get this. I know where to get that.
Most damn.
You know, like, I'm so, like, I love it. And sometimes when I'm, like, in a different city, maybe I'm, like, on the west side or, like, in Beverly Hills with the white people, I'm looking around, I'm like, damn, they don't got good shit around here. Like, they don't got, you know, it's weird. It's just, I love Southeast LA, and I love to rep it as much as I can whenever I get a chance, especially Southgate.
Yeah. Because
Southgate is like the people ask me, oh, where you from? Where you live? I'm like, I'm from Southgate. Like, Southgate?
Where's
like,
that at?
Where's that at? I'm like, it's next to Downey. And like, oh, I've heard of Downey. I'm like, yeah, of course you have.
Downey, Bell, Linwood.
Of course you heard of Downey, the fucking Mexican Beverly Hills. They have a portals, you know, they got the mall. But like, I always be trying to make fun of Downey, but we used to go to Downey a lot when we were growing up. Stonewood Mall. We go to the mall all the time.
I fuck with Downey a lot too. You know, they got a lot of good spots right there. You know, they actually, it's always been better. And of late, they still keep that. They maintain their you know, how would I put that? They maintain who they are because they keep adding to their city.
They're a dominant force in taking our money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
We make our money here in Southgate and then we go spend it in Downey.
What about DB Lounge? Yeah, going back. See, the moment I said they threw you back, you know?
Damn, bro. And then like the club, DB Lounge. I feel like I fell in love with DB Lounge. I used to be there Friday and Saturday. For years,
every week,
every weekend, and everyone will know me for that. Like, hey, you're going to DB or what? I'm like, you already know I'm going to DB, dog. And it's crazy because I would go and like it will always be different pitches. Because I guess girls only go out like once a month or every 2 months, and they like to go to different spots. So I would go like Friday. And, you know, get 10 numbers, 15 numbers.
New women all the time.
And then I'll go again the next day and there'll be all new girls. I'm like, damn, I fucking love this place, dog. And then the Uber ride is like $5 from my house. You feel me? So I'm like, why would
Super beneficial, man. Yeah, a lot of good times at DB.
Hell yeah.
You know, so.
Because I've partied in like Pasadena, Hollywood, the OC, and it's like a long line to get in. The drinks are hella expensive. Sometimes there's no bitches. Yeah. It's like a hit or miss, you know?
Right.
But when I go to DB Lounge, it's consistent. It's the same. I get the same experience every time, and I became close with everybody.
Yeah,
and with the owners.
no,
and
it's also very convenient because you have a club like that that's popping and it's like nearby. Like it doesn't get any better than that because what do you want to do after? You want to take it back to my crib. You want to go out and you know all the spots already. So like back of your head, you already have a plan. You know how it is, pimping ways.
Hell yeah, end up back at the crib, chilling. I already have the drinks ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just dope. But yeah, I don't really club like I used to no more. How does it feel being a single man in LA?
Oh, I mean, it depends. It's 50-50, for the most part. I feel like it's great. And then you have your moments when you're like, all right, like you want to be with somebody that share some good memories or stuff like that. I mean, at least I am like that. I'm very, how would you say, not detallista, but
you're a romantic.
You could say I'm romantic.
Hopeless romantic. Like
When I was younger, I could say I was more romantic. I like to put much of an effort. Now I'm more like I kind of match energy. If I see you feeling me, and then I'll feel you back, and I'll treat you right. You treat me good, I'll treat you better. But back then you kind of want to like, oh, I'm into this girl. Like I like her. I'm gonna buy her this. Oh, I want to take her here. Now I'm like, to the point where every experience is for me. And if I can share it with somebody, that's a bonus. But it don't have to be like that.
What about dating girls nowadays? What do you think? How do you? Like, you're a single guy, right? You've been dating girls. Like, what's up with girls nowadays? Explain to me. If someone came from like 20 years ago in a time machine and got dropped off right here and sitting next to us and goes, hey, how do I get a girl? Or what are girls like nowadays? How would you describe it?
Like, you talking about a dude from the future and coming back? Or
he wants to get a girlfriend. He wants to go out with girls. Hey, bro, like, can you give me some tips on girls? Like, why are girls like this?
Well, you know what? We live in a era now where it's kind of like more of a social status, like if you think about it, Instagram, Facebook, it's like where you're at, these days, and I exclude still a lot of women because there's a lot of women that are also good, and still have old school ways, and those are always appreciated, but for the most part now it's like kind of like a popularity contest. Like, what do you do? What do you have? Like social status, like what do you drive? Where you're at? But to me, the most important thing is the mindset. To me, what attracts me about a woman, I could look at a bomb bitch and just be like, damn, like she's bad, you like her, you want her, like I want one night with her, and that's cool, little fun thing. But like if you want some longevity shit, you gotta think about the mind, how they think, how they operate, how they carry themselves, because ultimately that's somebody you're gonna build with. And if you're building with somebody that's not there or stuff like that, any random dude or just some dude with some money or anybody with popular status, is gonna come and snatch her off your finger.
Unfortunately, the ones that put themselves out there the most are the worst ones. Like the ones that you do want to find, the ones that are worth marrying and having kids with and shit like that, is like the little quiet secretary that lives at the library who doesn't even have an Instagram.
A little boring.
Yeah, the little boring ones, like. I've had my share of like I used to date. I've dated a stripper.
Me too, bro.
I've dated like girls that are working Hollywood, girls in the industry, and they're fun in the beginning. Where everything's sweet, fun.
It's exciting.
Getting faded. You're having sex in places that you've never had sex before. But then 6 months in, a year and a half in, 2 years in, you're like, damn, like, am I really gonna marry this bitch? This is a girl that like. Because a lot of us guys, like, we want to find a girl that reminds us of our mom, but not in a weird way.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want a girl that looks like my mom. That's fucking weird, right? Yeah. But, like, that takes care of us. You feel me? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, we're Latino, Mexican, you're Salvadorian. And our culture is, like, the woman cooks and cleans, takes care of her husband. And then we're providers. We pay the bills or whatever. Right. That's usually where we come from. Especially back in the day. Nowadays, girls are like more equal, so they make money. So now they feel like they don't have to cook and clean. I'm like, well, who's gonna cook and clean the house? Right. We're gonna live in a fucking garbage can or what? It's like in a dirty ass house. So if someone came from the past and wanted to start dating women, I'd be like, look, man, just expect girls to not take care of you as they used to. You feel me? The whole feminist movement thing, girls in power and shit like that, like is more 50-50 now. Girls will leave you for anything. There's no more loyalty. Like, I really don't. Something that I learned as I got older, that dating people, it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. What you're doing is you're getting like a free trial prescription to something. And what happens when you get your free 30 days? At the 30th day, you cancel it. Right. Because you're like, oh, I wasn't worth the money. So, back in the day, it's like, you're like, oh, I'm ready to get married. I'm like, oh, I have a daughter. And then you guys get married. You guys, fuck, get married, and then as you get married, you start learning about each other. But you know that's it. You're locked in already. There's no like, oh, if I don't like you, I'm done.
Yeah.
You just stick it out. Nowadays, it's like everybody's fucking everybody. Nowadays, bro, especially in LA, especially in the section where we're from, like, you can't meet a girl from around here that hasn't already fucked like 2 or 3 of your homies.
Yeah.
And like, do you really want to be at the party? We're like, damn, I fucked that fool's wife, or like that bitch used to suck my dick and shit like that. You feel me?
That's why you gotta get yourself a girl out of town, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a major move. Like, I know there's some people that were like high school sweethearts or used to go to school together and they got together later. I don't think I can do that. So power to the guys and the girls who don't care about that kind of shit.
For sure.
But me is like, I just can't be with a girl that everyone's, been with. You feel me?
Yeah. No, and that's actually some good advice too, like there's a lot of truth to that, like girls pretty much pursue the most, I guess, appealing person, and then they have to be the most, but the second or the third or just somewhere in that area where you stand out, like, okay, you're popular. And like girls these days, like, like how you said, we grew up with a mentality of like, oh, someone like is gonna take care of you, and that's cool and all good, but it's also like a balance, you want to grow a balance because, see, I've been in a relationship where I had like kind of like a fast girl, like she's living a double life, like you mentioned, the stripper life. I dated someone that's a stripper and did it for a year. It was fun. I loved it. We went to places. Like you said, we had sex everywhere. But then it gets to a point like where you start realizing, man, I'm breaking all my morals. Everything I've been taught to, like, it's cool and all, but like, how long can I keep this up for? You know,
'cause you're kind of like not being yourself. You're being fake for just
in a way,
in the sake of having fun.
Yeah, because you're spending all your money and you're doing it because it feels good. But realistically, like, who's planning what for the future? Like, where are the plans made? Like, and if they're made, it's being made dirty, hustling, making dirty money. So at that point, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna get caught up at one point. So it's a give or take. If you're willing to live that lifestyle, go for it, but if it's not for you, then pull out,
I think having homegirls who are strippers is probably one of the most fun things you can have. Yep. But dating a stripper while she's still stripping, maybe dating a girl who used to be a stripper or a girl who becomes a stripper, that's cool. But having a girl who is currently a stripper, like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's hard to say I don't recommend it because, like you said, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's like, a lot of ballers out there, too.
I remember one time I went with the stripper, my stripper homegirl, to a Dodger game, right? She got tickets from somewhere, and we had some pretty good seats, and it was close to the bar in left field. And then I went away like, oh, let's go to the bar and get some drinks. So I'm ordering double shot of Henny, you know what I'm saying? As always. And then we're right there chilling, and like all the guys are just like staring at her ass, her titties, looking at her, and I'm looking at her like, damn. She's like, I know, they're all just we're used to it.
It comes with the territory.
We're used to it, and like I'm so confident in myself that's my bitch.
Exactly.
That I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Look at it.
Yep.
So then I start looking. I start paying attention. I'm like, hey, look. We finish our drinks. I'm like, hey, go by yourself. And she goes, what the fuck? Why you want me to go by myself? And she goes, and I'm all like, she thought that because I wanted her to pay. I'm like, no, look, just stand in line, and someone's gonna pick up on you and just get me this, and you get yourself that. Bro, we got free drinks the whole night.
Game plan.
Bro, because one double shot of Henny, 2 double shots of Henny, whatever, 2 drinks for
$30.
Bro, it's super expensive. Like 60. I think I was getting double shots. It was like $80 every time I go there. I'm like, damn, we're gonna get, it's gonna be super expensive. And then the thing that was pissing me off is like a bottle of Hennessy is $50, but a double shot's 80. Like, fuck out of here.
But you can't take it to the stadium. That's why.
Yeah. So the whole night, bro, we were getting free drinks because every time she'll go, like clockwork, some fool will start talking to her, pick up, like, what are you drinking? Like, oh, can you get me this? Like, I'm down, all right. And then I'm like, fucking give him your Instagram. I don't give a fuck, give him your number. I don't fucking care. Like, just block him after.
Yeah.
And that's what she did all night, bro. And that night, I've never been so drunk. I don't remember how I got out of the stadium. I was super drunk. She threw up in the Uber. Like, we had a lot of fun, but like we overdid it. We got so excited, you feel me? And those are the kind of type of things you can expect from dating a stripper. You get free drinks. But.
Yeah, no. Women, like, and the whole subject with women and dating, it to me it's a 50-50, You got to put yourself first, no more importantly, though. That's what I've learned, like, always put yourself first because, I like to attract more than to chase, like, I show interest, but I don't chase, like, I show interest, but I don't chase.
Yeah, that's a big that's a bar right there. Show interest, but don't chase, because every time you chase, and I from experience, like
Yeah,
you
same.
chase and they're like, nah, I don't want it.
Yeah.
And then you stop wanting it, you stop giving the girl attention. She'll be like, hey, what happened? Where you been?
Yeah,
How come you
because
didn't
on
hit me
the
up?
back end, they already know they got you like this, you know?
And then like, oh yeah, I stopped hitting you up because you weren't giving me any play. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's because, and then they give you an excuse. Also, I was talking to somebody and this and that. Like, oh, now that I don't want you, you want me. So
On
like,
some player shit, I mean, you got to just focus on the next, you know?
you have
and
to.
then keep going, you know? And there's always that one girl you want or you really like, or maybe she might have the same interest. But, if it ain't mutual, then it's time to keep it moving, you know?
Yeah, because like we all have that girl, like, oh, that's my dream girl. I wish, and you follow her on Instagram, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, keep chasing her and like she'll keep dogging you? Like, that's the lifestyle you want to live? Like, chalice,
Yeah.
It feels nice to be with somebody who like likes you exactly the way you like them.
Yeah, for sure. And you'll be surprised. I mean, yeah, you can meet somebody on Instagram, but I mean, what about meeting somebody like just out on the streets? Like, not saying on the streets like that, but just on a random day, on a random store. You go out for groceries on regular shit. I think it's more likely to grow because you actually had the guts or the boss to go and be like, hey, what's up? Like.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, like more organically, right?
Yeah.
But again, going back to that person that coming back from the past, I would tell him like, hey, sometimes if you try to pick up on a girl or start a conversation in the middle of the street, she might think you're weird. Like, some girls be like,
yeah,
oh,
I had that too.
This was trying to fucking like rob me or fucking, he wants to take me, put me in a fucking van. You have a van outside waiting for me or what?
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough. I would love to be able to have regular conversations with females on the street. But dude, sometimes they take it the wrong way, bro.
Right.
They take it the wrong way, and it's like, bro, I'm just trying to talk to you. Like, be nice, hold the door open for you. Yeah. Like, sometimes you hold the door open, and then they walk in, they don't say thank you. Sometimes I feel like grabbing their fucking hair and pulling them back out, like fucking bitch, and say
yeah. Sometimes what I've learned too with time is less is more. The less you give a fuck, the more they tend to notice you. So you have to kind of play that role where you like, all right, like I'm gonna treat you like this, because sometimes with these women, like you said, they want validation, like simping ways, and I'll be lying to you if I didn't know that out of experience, like I used to have simping ways where I'll just be like, you want a girl so bad, and you do the most, but with time you realize like, man, less is more. Stop doing everything you're doing. Just do you. Focus on you. This is my thing, focus on you and the women will too. Focus on you and the women will too.
Another bar. Focus on you and the women will too.
And even the fellas, but not like in a gay way. It's more like you're standing out, because you're focusing on you. People feel your drive. It's just
that's an alpha male tendency.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the alpha male is just the alpha male, and then all the other betas are like, damn, what is the big dog doing? Like, oh, we got to be more like the big dog.
Yeah.
But if the alpha male is worried about what the betas are doing, then you're not an alpha male no more.
Exactly, my boy.
Keep your eyes to the sky.
Yeah. I like that.
Super hard.
That's a good subject, though.
Let's talk about what sport teams you're into. Well, who are your teams?
Okay, so for football, I'm gonna start with football. I love the Rams, man. I'm a Rams fan. This year, hopefully, we got something going on. It looks like we're in a mixture of things. There's always Green Bay. There's a threat. But I love Los Angeles Rams. Ever since they came to LA, I never really been into football before until the Rams came to LA. That's when I hopped on it and I said, fuck it. I'm rolling with the Rams, because I didn't have a team to cheer for. I was going for the Chargers, to be honest. My brother's a Chargers fan, but they were in San Diego. And I figured, fuck, San Diego's 2 hours away. I could make the drive. I could rock a jersey and, say that I'm going to go to a game, 2 hour drive. It ain't no thing. But then when the Chargers came, but we got notified that the Rams were going to come the same year or the next year, I said, I'm going to wait for the Rams, and I'm going to rock with them. And so far, it's been good so far. So, Rams for football.
All right, hold on. My football team, let's go 1 for 1.
Let's go.
My football team is the fucking Raiders, baby. Let's go. Raiders, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh. Fuck the Rams. Fuck the Chargers. Our house. It was funny because when I went to the preseason game, it was like, whose house? And then no Ram fans would scream, Rams out. Nobody.
I bet you it was populated by Raiders.
It was nothing but Raiders. It was a Raider home game, my boy. Yeah. And then I also went to the Raider versus the Chargers where they beat us. They fucking smacked our ass that game. But it was still like mostly Raider fans, you feel me? Like, I love how no matter how much we suck, like, we're relentless.
Passion.
We're still gonna show up and we'll be there. We'll take it on the fucking nose. Like, fuck it, we lost, but it's still Raider Nation, baby, for life. And I hate how other teams are like, oh, it's this nation or it's that nation. Like, no, there's only one nation, and then it's the Raider Nation, my boy.
That's it.
Shout out to the Raiders, my boy. I hope, man. I really thought when the whole thing about LA getting a football team, I really thought it was gonna be the Raiders.
Yeah, at one point it was heading that way, you know.
I really wanted to be fucking Los Angeles Raiders again. That to be our stadium.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be our stadium, bro. But second, like thinking about it, and again, like now, like where else better place for the Raiders to be than in Las Vegas?
Oh yeah, I like that move.
Degenerates, because Raider fans, we carry a certain type of energy. We're kind of like not thugs, but we're the people like the outsiders looking in. Even the owner was always beefing it with the NFL, but he was still in there. And they said there was a point in time for that ESPN and SportsCenter would never show Raider highlights for like 10 years. So I was like, how come I'm over here waiting for the Raider highlights, even though we lost? Like, all right, when the Raider highlights gonna come on? Never, fool. They will never show the Raiders on TV.
Yeah, it had the like reputation of kind of like that bad boy image.
Yeah,
shit,
because then also NWA and then like the bad boys. You feel me?
Exactly.
Which I love. I love a good gangster story.
Yeah.
I love a good. I like Scarface, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Training Day. Dirty Cops. Like I love
classics.
I love that type of theme and storyline. So that's why I've been a Raider fan since I was like 10 or 11. The Tim Brown and Jerry Rice days and shit like that. But yeah, so for me, it's the Raiders. We're playing against the Chargers next week, and whoever wins gets in the playoffs. That's gonna be tight.
Yeah, that's a lot of implications involved right there.
That's dope.
Damn. So that's for football, and then for basketball, I like the Lakers. You like the Lakers, right?
Yeah, Lakers. I just went to my first Laker game the other day.
Oh, really? Damn, after so long?
I know. I should have gone when Kobe was there.
Yeah, I went to go see Kobe like three times, all the way up in the nosebleeds, but I was there.
Bro, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, my dad always took me to Dodger games, but we never went to a Laker game first because he wasn't really into Lakers, but the tickets have always been so expensive.
Yeah. They have been. It's always been like that. I mean, Lakers is showtime, popularity, like it's just everybody want to be in LA, so that's where it's at. And then they give you a show whenever you're there, halftime performance before and you got everything convenient for you. It's LA, bro, LA Live.
You know what I noticed about fucking the Laker games or Staples Center or Crypto Arena, whatever you want to call it? The atmosphere, the people is different. Everyone there kind of gets dressed up to go. Like they wear their nice
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like super like, and I wasn't used to that, bro. I'm used to going to a Dodger game. You put on some sneakers and some jeans, your jersey, your hat, and boom, you go. You're all Dodgered out.
Right.
And everyone going to the game dresses like that. You feel me? But at the Laker game, I was in the suites area, I guess, but I didn't really see like, oh, I'm all Lakered out. Got my Laker jersey. And like people were wearing like clothes to go out to look good, looking fresh.
Flannels on suits.
I was like, what kind of fucking shit is this, bro? And then like I was sitting in the section, like no one was getting hyped. Everybody was kind of calm and like I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like the most hyped person there. And I was like, fuck the Celtics. It was against the Celtics.
Right.
I was talking mad shit. And like even after the game, like walking out of the shit, we're still inside the stadium and everyone's like crammed in. I'm like, fuck the Celtics, and nobody would say nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, man, bougie ass Laker fans, dog.
Yeah. You know what it is? A lot of times there's a lot of ballers out there just kind of flexing, There's people that just got it like that. So they go up to the game and there's no thing for them, and they take a bad bitch with them. They're just trying to show them a good time. They're trying to have a good time. But deep inside, they ain't really Laker fans like that. They're just more like a fanatic, like there because they got it like that and they're there to have a good time.
Yeah, because what I did notice is like the first two rows, the front rows is nothing but super famous people, and I'm all like, damn, they don't really do that at the Dodger game. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just a different shit. I still fuck with the Lakers. We're having a really shitty year.
Yeah.
What do you think that who needs to go from the Laker team right now?
Oh man, there's a couple of moves. I mean, I think off the top of the head with the top tier talent, I mean, you think of Russell Westbrook because of the turnovers, his tenacity to just be kind of almost arrogant in ways, But then again, he has great assets, But LeBron says they haven't got a good chemistry to build yet because of injuries, because of COVID. But I don't think it's like that, I think the team that's surrounded right now is. It's not looking great, You don't got shooters like that. We got some shooters, but the chemistry is off. There's a lot of mistakes that need to be fixed.
I think it's obvious to the people. It's obvious to me. A lot of people are freaking out about this year. I think this year they knew this was gonna happen, and that's why they brought the big names to sell tickets. But they're gonna take this year off because AD is unhealthy. Everyone's unhealthy.
AD is fragile too.
And then they're gonna come back next year hard. But yeah, dude, AD, man, I went to the game and he was pissing me off, bro.
Yeah.
He always ends up with like 25 points, 30 points, but the way he plays is not dominant at all. Like,
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
not. It's silent.
He's a fucking, I don't know, whatever, dog. Trade AD. Hashtag trade AD.
Hey, that's something that's been kind of like trending for the latest couple of weeks.
I would trade AD.
You think so?
Instead of Russell Westbrook, bro. And I would put Russell Westbrook on the bench. Six man of the year.
Okay.
And then LeBron.
Who would you trade AD for though?
Damn, I would just want a center that plays defense. Obviously, I would want the Joker from Denver, but they're not gonna let him go.
Right, you gotta kind of build a package for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was this center that was giving us problems. I think he was the one from the Blazers from like last year.
Oh, he got hurt. He got a broken ankle last time at Nurkic.
Yeah, that fool. I need someone that can play some D and just get rebounds with.
Yeah.
Get all the rebounds and play some D. You don't even got to score.
Yeah.
We got LeBron. We got Russell Westbrook. We got Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
That fool shoots the lights out. We got shooters now.
Yeah, that's a good pickup right there, Carmelo.
Oh, I love Carmelo.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. He's a good fan favorite already.
He was not one of my favorite players because all the times we went against them when he was in the Nuggets and then against the Lakers, all the time we used to play against him. I'm like, man, fuck Carmelo. He knows Kobe all day. But now that he's on the Lakers, man, I feel like
Baller.
I love that guy, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would get rid of AD, dog. His time has came and gone. And when someone's that tall and built the way he's built, like skinny, it just, I don't think you can survive playing this sport for that long.
A good tenure, huh?
Jumping up and down all day, running up and down, your knees. I think for him, it's like his knees gave out type shit. You feel me?
It look like that. What about baseball?
Oh, baseball, you know me, man. I'm one of the biggest Dodger fans around.
There we go, Dodgers. I know you've been rocking with the Dodgers for a very long time.
I've been rocking with the Dodgers since the day I was born, my boy. Because my family is a baseball family.
Okay.
My dad plays baseball. I play baseball. My brother plays baseball. All my uncles play baseball. All my cousins play baseball. My son plays baseball. My nephew plays baseball.
You play baseball?
I play baseball. My mom's dad used to play baseball. My dad was on his team. My grandpa was a coach.
Okay.
And then my dad got with my mom, and he saw, oh, you have your own team? Yeah. So then my dad went over to take over the team, and he brought all his homies, and they won the championship. Like, I have so many baseball stories.
Man.
I got uncles who play like minor league, college baseball. Like all my cousins who play college. My brother played college ball. Like baseball is like I don't know. It's like our business, and it's like it's intertwined into my blood completely. And then we just rock with the Dodgers hardcore. Okay. Also because we have a small business and we sell Dodger gear and hats, authentic shit. My dad's been doing that since I was like 5 years old. So like. When the Dodgers do good, my family does good. Hey. When the Dodgers do bad, my family does bad. You feel me?
Shit,
so for a long time, middle school, high school years, we were doing bad because the Dodgers we would suck. But then lately, the last 5-10 years, 5 years, we've been doing really good. So everything, our business has been going really good and shit that my dad and my brother run now. But yeah, man, I'm a baseball man. 100,000%. That's my number one sport, and I'm a huge Dodger fan, dog.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I love the Dodgers too. So I know, like this year, after losing, getting bounced out, and I mean, shit, ain't no good feeling,
And then we lost my favorite player, dog. My favorite player is fucking Corey Seager. I mean, I'm not that mad, because I'm an adult. If I was a little kid, I'd be heartbroken, but. He went and go get his money with fucking $250 million or $300 million.
Yeah, gotta get paid.
Gotta get paid, bro. But I feel like we got a solid squad. We still got Chris Taylor. We kept Trey Turner. He's gonna play short. We got Gavin Lux. When he first came out, I used to be mad at Gavin Lux. That fool used to suck. Yeah. But lately in the playoffs, he did good. So he's one of those guys that like Cody Bellinger too. Like all season, he sucked balls. But then when you really need him in the playoffs, he'll fucking drop a home run. You're like, what the fuck? Why can't you do that all year?
Yeah, no doubt.
Some guys just need pressure. You feel me?
Yeah. They perform better.
Yeah, some guys are like, oh, there's nothing important. I'm not gonna show up. And then when it's time to fucking go, like that's when some people show up. And that's just how some people are.
I do have a question, more. What motivates you, man?
What motivates me?
Yeah, I'm interested to know what motivates you. You're a guy you're a hustler. From what I know, from what my brother describes, you've always been on the go. Like something that's kind of intriguing me that gets my attention from you is like, what keeps you going? What wakes you up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Or maybe you don't mind even have a game plan, but you decide to do things and try out things, So that's what I want to pick your brain from.
I think for me, dog, it's like, growing up since I was a little kid, I was always really good at baseball, at sports, right? And I was dominating kids my age at that sport, mentally and physically, because my dad was a baseball player, so I had the mental edge. It's like knowing
Yeah.
how to play professional ball, but you're 5 or 10 years old.
Right.
And then I'm bigger than everybody. I'm I'm stronger than everybody. I throw harder than everybody. And then, I was always playing against a bunch of Mexicans, and most Mexicans are like 5'9", 5'8", and they're 150 pounds. And I'm over here since I was 13. I've been 6'1", 6'2", 250, playing baseball when I have a football player body. So
Okay.
my whole life, everyone thought that I was gonna go pro. Like, it was already set. Like, I was getting scouted or recruited by UCLA as a freshman. I was fucking playing adult league as a 13-year-old. And then, it didn't happen. Like, whatever, I got hurt. I got into trouble as a teenager, and it didn't happen for me. So I had this thing where, like, my life was going like this. Like, oh, I'm going to be a badass baseball player. I'm going to be pro and play for the Dodgers.
Right.
And then one day, it just blew up on me. Okay. And then I was lost. I was lost for years. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I really didn't love baseball as much as I thought I did. I was really more into entertainment. Like, I always wanted to be a rapper, do music. I used to love watching ESPN. I used to love watching when Stuart Scott was on ESPN and that he would like describe the plays. So at one point in time, I really wanted to be an ESPN broadcaster. I wanted to be on SportsCenter. You feel me? Wear the tie, the suit and tie, and be on there and like do sports all day. I'm like, these fools get paid to watch sports and then talk about the sports.
Yeah, do what they love to do. You know?
I'm like, that's dope. I want to do that. But then, basically what happened was like, the disappointment that my dad used to tell me, like, damn, fool, like, you're gonna be we practiced all those times. I was your coach, and we put a lot of effort into the baseball thing, and it didn't happen. Like, now what? Like, what are you gonna do? And then he's like, just go to school, get a job, and I guess you're gonna do what everybody else does. And I was like, damn, fool, like, that bothers me, Yeah. So I did, because I think it's important while you're chasing your dreams to not be such a huge burden. Also, like, I don't want my parents to pay my bills, so I've always been working and maintaining myself, surviving, but I still have this itch, this little drive in my head that, like, this is not it for me. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, this job has $1,000 pension. You should work here and break your back and work at this job because when you retire, there's not gonna be that much Social Security. This one has a pension. This one has good benefits. And in my back of the head, I'm like, I'm not gonna need it.
Okay.
Because I know I'm gonna be like
something bigger.
I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but I know I'm gonna be rich and famous. You feel me?
Yeah. And that's a mentality you should have.
Like, I'm aiming for the fucking moon, for the fucking next galaxy. Fuck the moon. I'm over in the next galaxy.
Right? Yeah, you're just working on your next break. Like, you're gonna catch that break where you're like, all right, this is it. All these all these movements that I've been doing, like, this is where it's led me to, and you're gonna catch that.
Yeah. So when I wake up in the morning, to answer your question, I wake up in the morning and ask, like, all right, like, what am I gonna do today to get closer to my goal? Even if it's 1%, half an inch getting closer, like, what can I do? So, like, this whole setup that you see right here, whatever, like, I've had this, for a long time, and I always reach out to people who are doing what I want to do, and I ask them, like, hey, help me out with this. I'm not afraid to help, but my dream or what I want to do with the podcast is, like, grow it to where people love to watch us all the time. We get a lot of viewers. Maybe I get my own show on a TV network or something like that. Make some money off this shit.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah. Speak it into existence. Like, I want to make money off this shit and keep doing exactly what me and you are doing right now. I love interviewing my homies and people who are from the section and people who usually would never get fucking interviewed. Like, I love interviewing people and then seeing them go crazy after, like, get famous and shit after. Like, it's happened. I've interviewed people in my house when they were not that famous, and then after the interview, like, a year later, I look back, I'm like, damn, I interviewed that fool. That fool's on TV now, shit like that. Like, I like the underground shit. But I'm also, like, I can't lie, I love material things. I love my car. I drive a fucking Maserati. I don't drive a Maserati because it has good gas mileage. Like, it wastes a lot of gas, and it only takes 91, motherfuckers. But I love material things. I have these things that I'm into. I'm into cars. I'm into shoes. I'm into clothes. I'm into, like, eating good food. Like, I like things that cost money, and that's one of the things that kind of, like, it's hard for me to save money sometimes because I love expensive things, and it's not because it's expensive. It's just the things that I like. You feel me? Yeah. So in order for me to continue that lifestyle with things that I like, I know I'm gonna have to make. I'm not gonna be able to do what I want to do with $50,000 a year. So I need to put myself in a place, in a vessel, in a ship, in a platform where I can make 100,000, 500,000, 10 million, $100 million a year. I need to put myself there at least to be able to even try
Yeah.
to do what I want. Because if I just stay home and watch TV all day and play video games all day and just do my job all day, then I have 0% chance of doing this, what I really want to do. So
Right.
me, every day I try to get a little bit closer and closer and closer to put myself in a position, not to guarantee myself to win, but at least have a chance to win. And just by having a chance, this is America. Anything can happen. And I think putting myself in a position to win, I think I will win. I think I have what it takes. I have confidence in myself. You feel me?
Yeah, no, like hearing you right now, your drive, you're passionate. You can feel the fire in you. There's something burning, waiting, like you said, that itch, to waiting to come out, waiting for that chance to like grow and build from. Like you're a very ambitious guy. That's why if I ask that question, is because we're here for a reason. You invited me over because you saw some potential in me. You saw something that could benefit you and could benefit me at the same time, and I appreciate that. I think it's no coincidence. I think we share something in common that we want success, we want greatness. And hearing your story and hearing you speak makes me feel like, all right, like this is why I'm here. Like I feel you. An out of body experience right now, like you really got into a zone right now. Like you put me in a zone where I was like, all right, boy, that's what I wanted to hear,
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that I put myself in that zone a lot. I'll wake up or I'm just chilling, watching something. I'm sitting next to my girl, whatever, watching TV.
Okay.
And then my brain just gets into this fucking zone way. And I'm watching the movie, but my brain's doing something else. Like it's imagining things like, oh, you could do this, or you could do this, or maybe you should do this. You know what you should do? Buy the laptop. I know it's $4,000, $2,000, but just buy it. Who cares? It's just another bill. You just fuck with it. You're
gonna spend it on some other bullshit.
Yeah, oh, get the camera, get the good one. Like get go on Amazon. Quality. And like when I see people, I love to spend money on stupid things too.
Same.
But when I see people spending money on like something that's not gonna money, like fucking, I don't know, fucking something stupid, right?
Right.
I'm all like, I love spending money on things that are gonna make me money.
Okay.
Like these lights. These lights were like $90. I'm like, all right, but I need the lights.
Yeah.
Like this laptop was three G's, but. And then the fucking thing under it, the interface, the fucking camera. Like I love having things like, oh, this is my thing that it's gonna make me money. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think that's dope. But yeah, man, I just love entertain. I think I love entertaining. I love creating content. Content is what I really love to do. But yeah, I love investing or spending money on things that are gonna like bring me back money too. But another thing that like motivates me, and then thank you for asking the question. Every time you're the first person to ever ask me a question on my show. Okay. Sometimes I love interviewing people and hearing what they got to say, but that shows me that you might be pretty good at this. Actually, might have you more on the show more. You're asking good questions, because asking good questions is almost important as listening to a good answer. You feel me? Sure. What I do love, or what motivates me too, is like, I'm tired of watching TV or YouTube or music videos or movies, and it's only white and black people. Feel me? Like I'm kind of tired of it. I love white people. I love some of my favorite white people are white people I like to listen to or watch. I love black people too. Some of my favorite comedians and movie stars and rappers are black. There's nothing against them, but some representation of us would be nice, and specifically representation of exactly where I'm from, which is like Southgate, the Southeast area. I feel like we have a lot of talented people here, people that are interesting and entertaining that can really translate, and it's just nice to see someone from your city do good and be out there and be popular. For example, like some of the most famous people from our city is Cypress Hill, right? Yeah. So Cypress Hill is like a rap group, and they have some really popular songs. And every time that song comes on, like a Cypress Hill song comes on, it's like, damn, that song is dope. And did you know they're from Southgate? So I want to be that person. Like, damn, I love this show. I love watching these interviews. Like, hey, you know who this fool is? This is Nomo. Have you heard this song? Hey, guess what? He's from Southgate. Like, to me, that would be so dope. Yeah. Or like, look at this fool. He's famous and he takes care of his family and he does this. He has that car. He has this. He does that. And guess what? He's from Southgate.
Yeah. Speaking on that, like, not too many people that we know are out from Southgate. It's just like the same people that we're surrounded by. We are close friends and stuff like that. But the fact knowing that somebody made it out of the same place you grew up, like that's major. Yeah,
because I feel like I didn't really have someone like that to look up to, when when I was growing up. I'm like, all right, who can I like? Oh, I want to be like him. It was never really anybody that was already from here. You feel me? And it's because us that grew up, our generation that grew up in this city, we're a first of our kind. Our parents were from a different country. They came over here and they couldn't really teach us or tell us how to be American because they're not American. They know their shit from the country they came from. My parents, Mexico, you're Salvador. So my dad would try to tell me or help me with problems I was having in middle school or high school with teachers. And he wouldn't really be able to give me advice because he didn't have the experience that was needed to give me the advice. Because my dad didn't finish high school. You know, my dad dropped out really early to start working. My mom too. You know, luckily my older sister made it to college and she did her thing. She was just really smart. But someone like me who was like struggling, I didn't really have anyone. You know, these experiences that we went through is something that no one has ever done before from our city. So like, especially us now that you know I have kids or whatever, and then I can help my son get through elementary and middle school and high school really well because he's gonna go to school in the same area that I did, right? And I feel like my son does really well as far as like socializing with the other kids. Like he's always like the most popular kid. Like, oh, Jordan, every time I drop him off, Jordan, what's up? Jordan, come on, Jordan.
Everybody.
Like all his homies are just waiting for that fool to show up. And I was like, oh yeah, those are my friends. Dad, I gotta go. And it's because of the little things that I taught him how to like get along with people. And that's something that my dad didn't really give me, how to learn from my own. So I just want to be that guy that kids or people like, hey, that fool's from Southgate. He's doing it. He's doing good. I love to like, like inspire people. I think that shit's dope.
No, yeah. Picking up from that, I think we have to support each other, from cities, from Southgate. I have a good friend of mine. He does corridos, rapping, and he's from Southgate, so he's claiming Southgate. And I would love, he's a really good friend of mine, Yeah, his name is Brian. And you can find him in IGIMKSB. He does corridos, and he's repping Southgate hard, and he's trying to come up. So and the music is actually good, like I like it, so like I rock with it. And hearing a story like that from yours, like you doing your podcast, the Lit Outlet, and everything. I mean, you're a hustler. You have a hustler's mentality as well, So, like the fact that there's black and white, doing great, but hearing it from our side, someone that I know, man, that's like gold, say like, I get to hear, no more blowing up, Moy doing big things. Like, I was there with him just to be part of his success, like that'll be major contribution to what you're trying to get to, the levels.
Yeah, because I think like if someone like from the city does good, it makes everyone feel like, damn, we're doing it. We're finally doing it. Because I get a lot of support from the homies, that, they don't leave comments, but they send me DMs. And you guys should just leave comments because it helps me boost up. Like my shit, comment my shit because that helps me. Every time a homie posts something, I usually leave 2 comments. Okay. I'll leave like a fire emoji and then I'll push send and then I'll leave another one or something else because I know that helps the algorithm move that shit up. Like, oh, this one has 3 comments. It must be good. Let's move it up.
Okay.
So, I have homies that hit me up in the DM like, hey, fool, hell yeah, fool, put on for Southgate. Like, that's right, represent. Like, puro Southgate, like, Southgate this, Southgate that. And I'm like, hell yeah, fool, like, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to put us on the map. And I appreciate people reaching out and showing me love about, what I'm trying to do. And I just think it's dope. I think, what we're trying to do here is fucking dope. Having these conversations, people are going to, hear this in the car on the way to work and during the gym, they're probably in the gym right now working out, listening to this shit.
I'm going to go back and listen to it.
Yeah. I think it's dope content because people are going to consume something. Yeah. You're going to watch TV, you're going to listen to music regardless. Might as well be from someone from Southgate, you feel me? And then if your homie's down, you should bring him on the show.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. I mean, love is love, like at the end of the day, we're trying to make it, so like, speaking, I want to pick off a little bit on the subject on inspiring, you said something about motivational. I think that's what I represent, at the end of the day. Like if I could close up the segment with saying like inspirational stuff, that I think that's what I represent, I wanted to come in here and show love and support the Lit Outlet, and show your podcast some love, because the energy is like waves, it moves. So when I see on your Instagram, I see in your story, in your Snapchat, like, man, like I feel it, like, and the fact that you reached out to me to be like, hey, bro, you want to come onto the podcast? I think we had a conversation a while ago. I'm not sure if I reached out to you and told you, hey, I would love to be in the podcast just randomly. It's because I kind of had like an itch, like a drive to be here and be like, man, I want to support more. You know, even when you have your clothing brand, you know, I think I bought a sweater and like I still have it somewhere in there, and I want to rock it. You know, like just show love and support because I know what it feels like if I was trying to come up. Like I want the same love back. You know, like show that appreciation, show that you care, show that, man, you know what? I'll spend a couple of dollars just to help out the homie. You know, because at one point we need each other's help.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like whenever a homie does anything, like even the homie right here, Aztec Soul, he drew that. Boom. I love being one of the first fools to support the homie. Yeah. That makes me feel good. Bro, I could be dead broke. I could be dead broke, like have like fucking no money in the bank account, but if I have enough money to help the homie buy a fucking piece of art or a shirt or something, I best believe, bro, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And I hate it when sometimes I don't have enough money to support somebody. I'm like, fuck, bro, I really want to help this
Bad
fool.
timing.
Because I know, like you said, it's true. Like you know how it is, or how you would want to be supported if you were starting your shit and then no one hooked you up or no one bought shit from you. That would feel fucked up.
No, yeah, no doubt. No,
but, yeah.
That's why I'm rocking what I'm rocking. You know, I think if you give me a chance, I'll probably put it out there a little more. The brand that I put out,
show it off.
It's from my homie's brand, Relentless. Again, is his brand, but I think he has a great mindset in moving forward with the movement that he's trying to make. It's a working out brand, but it's more to it. It's more to motivate others, to inspire others. And I think that's what we click because the mentality he has at a young age is only like I believe like 22. I'm 33. So there's an age gap in between, but nevertheless the energy, the drive, the contagious feel to get better, like it's there. So I think that's the thing that made me close to him is rocking his brand. And the reason I say this is because it was always a dream of mine to be like some type of model. Like I've always been into fitness, so like I always wanted kind of to, I guess, model for something. Whether it would have been Hollister, would have been like American Eagle, any brand, Live Fit, anything that has to do with just modeling. I think that's always been a thing of mine. Yeah, I'm not like tall, I'm pretty short, but I'm stocky. I'm into fitness. I got a great mentality, and I think all around, like I can make it work, somehow. And I think the fact that I'm like, I have a prosthetic leg, it makes me stand out, and it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, like I think of it as like, okay, this sucks. Yeah, sure. Things are more challenging, but I'm gonna use it to my advantage.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I think that, the way you feel about you want to be a model and like shit like that is the way I feel about like, doing a podcast, like representation, like because most Abercrombie and Fitch models are what tall white guys, right?
Yeah, morenitos,
black guys or white guys. The same thing I'm saying. Like they always love to market white and black to us. You feel me? But they forget about all the shades in between. The Mexicans, the Latinos, and bro, we us as Latinos, we spend a lot of money on shit. And we're forced to only buy from certain people. Why not just keep the money in the community, keep it in here? You feel me? I also don't like when like someone from Southgate graduates school or gets a lot of money and then they move. Mm-hmm. Like when you do that, when you take the money, like the city raised you, and then you just pick up and leave and go somewhere else, like what you're doing is you're fucking over the city. You feel me? Because you could just stay, make a lot of money here, pay your taxes, and the money will stay in Southgate, and then everybody benefits from it. But I get it. Sometimes, you have to get up and move because it's kind of dangerous sometimes. We all have dead homies that have lost their lives here in the streets and shit. But I think if more people, successful people, were to just stay, Southgate can easily become like a Downey where like we have a lot of cool shit and it's just a safer environment. You feel me? I think that's important to say. Not to say if I get rich, I probably gonna move too, but like it's an idea. It's an idea.
I think I mean, if people move, it's for their benefit of moving up and climbing up the ladder as far as like life, because they're trying to be more successful. Sometimes you have to leave where you came up from and try something different, somewhere else, and try the success somewhere else. And then, if you would like, come back, but you don't got to be coming back permanently. You could be a temporary thing. If people know who you are, you got love for the city got love for you back, but I think that it's major to move out somewhere else and get other people's perspective, goals, ambitions, drive, like to move out from the hood and go somewhere else and then bring back that to the hood, you know. But for the most part, I think I don't think it's a bad thing, you know. I don't think it's a bad thing, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's multiple ways to think about it, but I would also love to like open a store, a storefront. Like the front of it will be like a store where we sell clothes or like shit like that, whatever kind of store it is. And in the back we have like the podcast, and then we have like offices and different things that we're trying to do.
The lit outlet.
Hell yeah. And then we could have like my dream has always been like to have people come in and like, oh, you want to learn how to make a shirt? Here, this is how we make shirts. Oh, you want to learn how to do a podcast? Here's this is how you do it. Here, have your own show. It'll be dope to have like a high school program where like, or a college program where kids come and like, here, this is your class today. We're gonna learn how to record audio. So you guys have your own show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you how to make a YouTube channel. I'm gonna teach you how to get paid. I'm gonna teach you like, what do you need? All these things. Like I think that's super dope. But have the store in the front and then all sorts of shit in the back. That's also one of my goals. I think would be fucking dope.
Yeah, no, like I said, going back to like the inspirational part, I think, like I said, you're very inspirational, and like I think, you know, having this is an opportunity for me to shine, you know. But I want to share the shine with you, you know, because I feel like if you're helping me, I gotta help you back, you know. So being here, being in the Southgate community, and just being in the podcast, like it makes me feel great, bro. Like, you know, like straight up 1-on-1, you know, like I feel like this is a chance for an opportunity to grow, and at the same time, it's an opportunity for us to shine, you know, because I could take this shine and just be like run with it, but who gave me the opportunity? You did, you know. So like with that being said, more like I appreciate the fact you having me over this podcast, the Lit Outlet. Shout out to the Lit Outlet. You know, it's a great opportunity to rise up. It's a great opportunity to humble yourself and just be like, man, this is where it's at. You know, like love and gratitude, bro. And that's what I try to express for myself. You know, I love you, bro. Appreciate you one time.
Hell yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on the pod. For sure. Like I knew this was gonna be a great episode just by having you, because I've been fucking with you for years. You've always had great energy, and you're very like well spoken, intellectual. You're a smart guy, and you've been through shit. You know, you've been through shit that most people maybe wouldn't have made it through. You feel me? Like God always gives, what did it say? Like God gives his toughest angels the toughest wars, challenges or something like that. And you're definitely like a representation of that. So I loved having you on to kind of describe, you know, like how you live your life and how you do it. You know, without a leg. Yeah. Well, you have a leg, you just don't have the bottom part of the knee.
No, I got you. Yeah, no, like for those that haven't even seen, you know, like I'm gonna lift my pants up a little bit.
Yeah.
For camera, show them. You know, I am missing the. Let me see the bottom left leg. So lift pretty much where it ends. You know, as you can see, I have my pants. They're kind of tight, so it won't go all the way up. But it stops like around this point on that side, you know, and so I got my knee. You know, but
oh, you do have a knee.
Yeah, I got a knee on this side, but it stops right there. So pretty much around the calf is where the calf and the foot on like that's pretty much it where it stops.
Yeah. So when you're like out on the streets, you know, say you're wearing shorts, like, and your leg is out, like, do people stop you and have conversations with you about your leg?
Yeah, most definitely they do. Like usually, little kids actually come up to me and tell me like, oh my God, look, mom, look at his leg, or dad, look at his leg, and he has the robot leg. You know, and they're little kids, so they don't know any better. So I just roll with the play, you know. But there's also women that come up to me and tell me like, hey, like you're very inspirational, or like the way you carry yourself, you look good, and like if it ain't no thing, you know. And I take it as a compliment because I'm like, man, you would think that because of my prosthetic leg, I look a little different, that, you know, it wouldn't attract people, but it actually does, you know. So like it makes me feel good, you know, because that lets me know not only do I look a little different, but when I speak to them, they know I'm a little different, you know, because the way I present myself is like very, very, very strong. You know, when you leave a conversation with me, like I like to leave a conversation that made you feel something. You know, if it made you feel like, man, I got this problems going on, I got that going on. He's got this going on, but he ain't even tripping about it, you know? And that's how I am, you know, because I got my own problems going on, but like I tend to not overlook it, but like work and focus on what matters, and then dealing with the aftermath after, you know? Dealing with, I wouldn't say what doesn't matter, but also like making myself feel good, because that will carry on for the rest of any other subject, you know?
That's dope. Now, when you found out you were gonna lose your leg, the doctor told you like right away that you needed a prosthetic, and how does the whole fitting process start as far as getting a prosthetic?
Yeah. So the doctor did tell me I'm gonna lose my leg and you'll be walking with a prosthetic. At that time, I didn't know what that was. I had to Google it and search it, and these are things that you wouldn't think it would happen to you. So I wouldn't pay too much mind to it. But once it did, like I think the beginning part was more the challenging part because learning to walk with it, balancing yourself, and having a rhythm to it was the most challenging part. But I gave myself like about a year and a half, like from off work, like to mentally prepare myself for the world. Not just my job, not just my lifestyle that I see people on a daily basis, but for the world. I pretty much worked on my walking. I worked on the fitting. And as far as the fitting, I can't, like I said, these pants are kind of tight, so I won't be able to lift them. But the way that it works is there's a button here that where I can unclick it. By pressing that button, I unclick it. It pretty much, that's where all the support is at. If I unclick it, I could pull out my leg, and it's fine. It's just a real big, I'm gonna say it in English, but tornillo, where it's a screw, like where it clicks, goes ta 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 ta, and it's so stuck, so strong that it just there's no way. As much as you want to pull, do whatever to it, it's not gonna come off.
It doesn't hurt your leg, like it is not squeezing your leg.
It is. It is.
Does it hurt?
Yeah. At times it does. Over a overwhelming day, it does. So like the weight carries on me, but for the most part, I'm used to it. I expect it. So because I expect it, I'm used to it. Like I deal with it in my own way that I can. But I mean, sitting down here, like this shit helps. Because if I be standing up, you'll see me like doing this a lot, kind of like stretching out, trying to find that type of balance, But since I'm sitting down, it's comforting, So like,
what kind of like options do you have? Like I don't know, like building a car, like picking the color of the car. Like what kind of options do you have when you get one?
Yeah, so the one I'm rocking right now, it's actually a carbon fiber one, but I like it because it's just kind of transparent in a way, like it's that kind of like that look that's kind of like very, very strong steel type look, but they give you designs, they give you options of like graphics to put. You could put the Lakers, you could put something like that, but it's just not me, like yeah, I like the Lakers. Mentally, I'm in a strong place, but I want more. I want to grow.
What's more? Like what do you want more?
I want a house. I want to build an established relationship. I want to be financially secure. I want to be successful in some type of business. I want to just.
Have you thought about like what kind of business you want to get into? Like what motivates you?
I mean, fitness motivates me a lot.
But like owning a gym or selling fitness accessories and clothes?
A little bit of both.
I think owning a gym would be dope.
Yeah, owning a gym somewhere is in the long term, but building myself up first will be first because building a brand and stuff like this, it's like for my homie. But like I said, it's something that I always envision myself. So when I see somebody else having a common dream of mine, like I support it, bro. Because at one point I want to be like that. I still want to be like that, But I support it, and that's where it's at, Like love and support, bro. Like I'm a very humble dude, and I'm also like to show a lot of gratitude because at the end of the day, like you could keep a fake profile, you could say something that you're not, but this is who I am. I'm very straight to the point. I'm very realistic. I'm also very authentic. I'm not shy, bro. You see me talking like,
yeah, you got game.
Like, like I'm good at
game, recognized game. You feel me?
Recognized game. I'm glad, I don't think I'm shy, like maybe the first approach, but after a while I get comfortable. It's cool, I love telling a story. I love stories being told to me. And, I just embrace everything in life.
No, yeah, you're definitely a people's person. And, like, it's obvious that you do well with others. You feel me? Like, you've always been really good. Like, I always have memories of you, like, the first couple of times I met you. I'm not sure if it was high school. It must have been high school or middle school. But, like, hey, what's up, Moy? And then you just have, like, this big-ass smile. Where you always have a big smile. And, like, when someone has, like, that light in their eyes, like, hey, what's up? Like, you're being cool. And I'm like, damn, that fool is, like... You just have you connect. You're easy to connect with and get along with very easily. Yeah. Do you think you get that from your mom, your dad, or where do you get that from?
Neither one of them, to be honest. My mom's very kind of reserved to herself. Maybe my dad, but my dad's also very. My dad's a hardworking guy, and my dad's kind of like a very happy person too. So maybe more like my dad, But it's a mixture of both. And at the end of the day, it's also my own identity. I like to think of it as in like this is who I am. Like I give things and I don't expect things back. Because I'm just that person that like good for you. Like you need it more than I do, or not just that, but it'll make you feel good and it makes me feel good as well. Like one day I'm gonna catch my break as well. I don't know what that is. I don't know where it's gonna be, but I'm gonna be blessed. I'm already blessed, but I'm gonna be blessed even more. And I hope people are more like that. But I don't expect people to be like that. I just carry myself that way, and it makes me feel good.
All right. So is there like any other thing you want to talk about before we end the podcast?
I mean, just gratitude. At the end of the day, like the brand over here that I'm representing today, I came specifically to represent this. So if you could like support the brand, that'll be great. It's from my homie's brand, but like it's a really close friend of mine, and I think he represents like kind of like what I represent. A lifestyle of gratitude, a lifestyle of abundance, a lifestyle of motivational, inspirational. So the brand is called Relentless. Lift, and you can find it in IG at relentless.lift. We have gear for women, the hats for all types, unisex. They have crop tops, they have hoodies, shorts, and just like that. But if the reason I bring this up is because he's a really good friend of mine that I would love to see him blow up, just like I would love to see you blow up. So if I could take the opportunity to embrace that, and shout out to the Late Outlet Moy for having me over. I appreciate you, bro. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah,
There's nothing better than that.
If your homie, if he's down to come, I'll interview him too. I'm
Okay,
always
for
down.
sure.
Anybody that's starting a business or wants to get their name out there. I mean, I need content to produce. You need to support your business. I mean, why not? If we can both help each other out. But yeah, go check out Relentless on Instagram. Make sure you like and share this with everyone. Remember that we want to get this to as many eyes as possible. So always leave a comment. Don't just leave a like. Always leave a comment. Always share. Always tag us. Just so we kind of get our shit out there. And I can honestly say the more I win, the more me and my homies and you guys, the viewers, are going to win. We're going to give you better content, better things to entertain you guys with. It's a win-win for everyone. So thank you for watching. Thank you for my special guest, Nelson, for coming on. I think we're going to have you back again. There's a lot of topics that I want to come back and do this with.
Let's get it,
so
my
hopefully
boy.
you come back again.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and we out.
Appreciate you. One time.